One of the biggest questions in coaching is consistency more important than creativity? And in today's world, it feels like creativity is winning. Open Instagram, open YouTube, open TikTok. Everyone has a new drill, a new exercise, and a new system. And sometimes I think we've forgotten something. The basics still work. In fact, the basics are usually what make people great. When you look at the best athletes in the world, they aren't skipping the basics. They're mastering them, and then mastering them again. In Olympic weightlifting, some of the best athletes in the world still back squat, still pull, still jump, still do push-ups, still do pull-ups, still do goblet squats. Because fundamentals never stop mattering. The higher you go, the more important the basics become. Social media makes us think we need something new every day. But mastery doesn't happen from novelty. Mastery comes from repetition, doing something, learning from it, doing it again, making it a little better, and repeating that process over and over again. If every session is completely different, that's not progression. That's entertainment. Here's a hard question. Are you programming for your athlete, or are you programming for social media? Are you using an exercise because it creates long-term growth, or because it gets attention? I've used exercises I've seen online. Some worked, some didn't. I'm always willing to try things. But when an athlete walks in for the first time, they don't need fancy. They need foundations. Because if they master the basics, we can always build later. But if they never master the basics, there's nothing to build on. The best programs aren't exciting every day. They're effective. They give athletes structure. They give athletes confidence. They create consistency. And consistency leads to long-term growth. That's why so many great coaches use the same systems year after year. Sure, they make small adjustments. Injuries happen. Athletes are different. But the foundation rarely changes. Because we don't need to reinvent the wheel. We need to master it. Now, that doesn't mean training should be boring. Variation has value. Competition has value. Training partners matter. Changing tempos, rest periods, and small variations can keep training engaging. But athletes need to understand why. Because when athletes understand how today's basics lead to tomorrow's goals, they stop chasing excitement and start chasing mastery. The older I get as a coach, the less impressed I am with complicated, and the more impressed I am with consistency. Because flashy gets attention, consistency gets results, and results over long periods of time create mastery. So ask yourself, am I building something exciting, or am I building something that lasts? Because the basics never go out of style. And sometimes the simplest things carry the most weight.